Yes, folks, it's Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. If you're wondering where I've been for the last few days, I've had a bloody influenza or a cold or something terrible like that. Just couldn't get out of bed properly. I was coughing, and anyway, here I am. So today I'm going to talk about Dr. Death, seeing as I've just felt like a week of being near close to bloody death, I tell you. Harold Shipman. Yeah, Harold Shipman. I'm going to talk about what I know about Harold Shipman. Harold Shipman was a doctor at Hyde, which is just outside Manchester, the town of Hyde, and he was, for a period of time, believe this or not, my brother's general practitioner. Seriously, my brother used to go and see him. He had twin boys and other children, and he lived in Hyde. And Dr. Shipman was his doctor, and he went to see him, and Dr. Shipman said to him about having children. He didn't want any more children. Shipman said to him, no. Said, I think you've got enough children now. As if this had something to do with Dr. Shipman, who was really there to actually care for his patients' needs. But no, he had to offer my brother his opinion that he had perfectly enough children. So that was Dr. Shipman. That's my brother's. But the thing was, Shipman was investigated because a number of people raised suspicions that in his practice, in his medical practice, where he was the sole head of the practice, there were an exceedingly large number of fatalities, deaths, that were happening amongst his patients. And what he was doing was, as you all don't know, Dr. Death, as he became known, was in actual fact oversubscribing medication. So he'd go in and see some old lady, usually in their 70s, 80s, maybe early 90s, if he'd allowed them to get to that old age, and he would inject them with morphine or whatever other medication he decided to kill them with, and over provide this so that somebody would be perfectly well in the morning, just maybe feeling a little bit off colour, send for Dr. Death, and he would arrive, and then he would actually sign his own death certificates. He'd killed them and he'd sign the death certificates. Now, my brother was a CID inspector in Manchester at the time, and one of the officers in his unit was dispatched to investigate the allegations against Dr. Death, to find out if he was in actual fact, if there was anything untoward going on. But he was a very plausible individual, apparently, was Harold Shipman, and managed to convince this perfectly able CID officer that indeed there was absolutely nothing going on. This was just a matter of people in the area who were of an exceeding age. They were quite aged, and it was perfectly natural in that particular demographic for people to pass quite quickly, which they had been doing, and he'd been certifying the deaths. They reckoned that Dr. Shipman had killed over 250 victims, and he'd done so over a period of approximately 20 years. He was detected when they disinterred the bodies and conducted post-mortems, and found that there were exceedingly large amounts of medication in the corpses, and he was subsequently charged and convicted and found guilty. He was actually pleaded guilty to, I think it was 15 counts, was it? Yeah, of murder. And he was in Strangeways, believe it or not. But the thing about being in Strangeways for Harold Shipman was he thought he was still a doctor. He actually did. And whilst he was in Strangeways, he was pretending to actually be a doctor, pretending to actually offer to help the inmates in Strangeways. So he had like a little private clinic going on. I think he was on E-Wing, Yeah, so people, inmates who had suffering from various problems would go and see him. How kind of him, eh? A bloody maniac. Yeah, you wouldn't want to go and volunteer to see Dr. Death, would you? Anyway, he is now subsequently dead. He hung himself in HMP Wakefield. It was on the 13th of January 2004, and Dr. Death was 57 years of age, and he was his own final victim. Dr. Death, Harold Shipman. They call it the Shipman effect, all these people dying. Yeah, there's been a number of documentaries about this. What most notable was called Harold Shipman, Dr. Death, a dramatisation broadcast. Yeah, it was starring James Bolan. Yeah, strange character, eh? Dr. Death. I never actually met him, but my brother did. And here we are today. There are no doubt more people who are being dispatched untimely, and what have we got? We've got people now saying that, we should have the right to euthanasia. The thing about Dr. Death was Harold Shipman, he never even asked him. Yeah, he just took one look and thought, I think they've had a fair run of it. Give me the syringe. Good night, Vienna. So that's my little story about Dr. Death. Ding dong ding, eh? But he was investigated by the CID and they found nothing untoward until they started digging up the dead bodies. Approximately 250 of them. The most extensive, notorious serial killer in British history. That's what they reckon. Although I think Winston Churchill probably topped that lot when he bombed Dresden. That was a bloody disgrace. I mean, you can think what you want about that. Anyway, I've done the song dinger. Hope you're all liking my book, by the way. Do like and subscribe, yeah. Books for sale on Amazon. HMP Manchester Prison Officer Part 3. And because I've done the song dinger now, I'm going to sing to you. As I said, I've been collecting old Elvis 78s. And this is a song that I did, seriously I did, on BBC television, live, one Sunday morning on a programme called Fully Booked, when I had it was actually, in fact, my best-selling title. It was called Psychic Pets. And I had my bulldog on with me, and I told the producer that this was an Elvis impersonating bulldog. Oh, fantastic. Can we have the bulldog? Oh, yeah, certainly you can, yeah. So my wife made Grumbles, that was the name of my bulldog, a cape with a little collar, a little golden collar. And me and Grumbles sat on the television while this interview, I said, oh yeah, she loves Elvis, and we sing along together. Oh, can we hear something of that? And this is the song that I sang on network television live. So just in case you think you're getting solar pup, woo, no pun intended, folks. This is genuinely it. Are You Lonesome Tonight? By John G. Sutton, previously by Elvis Presley, and with my dog Grumbles, the bulldog. Are you lonesome tonight? Do you miss me tonight? Are you sorry we drifted apart? Does your memory stray to a bright summer day when I kissed you and called you sweetheart? Do the chairs in your parlor seem empty and bare? Do you gaze at your doorstep and picture me there? Is your heart filled with pain. Shall I come back again? Tell me, dear, are you lonesome tonight? So when I'd done that, obviously Grumbles didn't sing. That's my bulldog. And the show ended, and the producer came to me and said, "That was very good, John. We really enjoyed that." I said, "But how come the dog didn't sing?" I said, "Well, I did tell you that it was an Elvis impersonator, but I never said she was any good at it." That's God's honest truth, that. Anyway, that's it for today, folks. Tales from the Jails. Now, I'm going on my holidays next week, but I'll do a few broadcasts as well, I expect so. Do please like and subscribe. Tales from the Jails. Books for sale. Keep going. Hey, we've got 5-star reviews.